Okay, great. Again, for the recording. It's Romain Thomas running a local RSE call for proposals.
Hi, everybody. Hi again. Sorry, you're going to listen to me a little bit more. We're going to talk about what we've been doing in Sheffield for the last 2 years, which is running a local RSE call for proposals. So before I start really talking about that, I would like this to work, maybe? No? Okay. Yes, now it works. So this was done by 2 teams at the University of Sheffield. First, there is teams, we are 13, we are all on permanent research contracts. And the other team is the Data Analytics Service, DAS, hosting IT services, and there are 19 members, and we have all been participating to this. So why are we done that? It's very hard to actually communicate in academia efficiently with researchers to reach out to them. Some of them are getting towards their training, code clinics, projects, word of mouth, but there's still a lot of people who actually do not know we exist at the university. So how do we reach out? What can attract people to work with us? So when I was still doing research, what I needed is grant money. I'm not giving grant money away, so that's not going to happen. Citations, we're actually helping with this when we work with them, and also they need time to actually do their research projects, and that we can provide because we are lucky to have one full FT of work that we can basically do whatever we want with it, and it's fully underwritten, and that's what we decided to use. So, but in practice, how to actually reach out in a way that actually talk to them. So researchers are constantly looking for new opportunities to make progress in their research, and this often translates to applying to various goals for money, for computing time, etc. So we decided to actually start an RSE call and throw it in the mix. And we tried to make this quite simple. So the target audience, we decided to make it available to everybody who is doing research at the university. So it can be professors, postdocs, PhD students, and everybody can apply. The project must involve significant software developments that would benefit from working with us. And also, we will give some preference to projects with potential high impacts or those addressing pressing scientific challenges. So what can the researchers expect from this call? So we'll select 2 or 3 projects every year, and each project will receive 6 months of RSE time or half time. So one RSE will work with them for 6 months, half of the time. The start dates must be flexible because it depends on the rest of the team allocation, and the duration of the project cannot be more than 6 months. And finally, the collaboration is continuous. It's not by chunks, it's one full collaboration and just one. Then, so we had to draft an application form, and we kept everything, tried to keep everything very simple. We put everything in a Google form, so we asked for abstracts, and we are always trying to make it short. It was for small word limits. So an abstract, RSE objective, what exactly they want us to work on, what is the expected outcome, so what is a success for them, what could also make problem with the project, so risks assessment as well. Impact statements, we'll come back to that later. What is the existing material? Do we have to start from scratch, or do you have anything already there? Some code, some documentation, whatever. And what's the timeline? So when would you like us to start working with you? Then we made some simple selection criteria. So does it fit the goal? Does the project fit the goal? Do we have the skills as well in the team? Because if that's for something that we cannot do, there is no point to actually select the projects. And are those skills available in the team for the duration of the projects? What's the impact of the research work for the project or for the wider community? How easy it is to get into projects, because what we see often when we are getting in project with researchers, that it's not actually easy to get in those. So we actually try to see if, for those projects, how easy it will be to actually start working with them, and how efficient is the resource allocated. So is the work requested available, achievable in the offered time? So we shortlist 5 or 6 projects. And then we do interviews, so they are really short between the PI, eventually some co-Is when they want. And we try to, we ask them to share the current state of the software, demonstrate if they can, how it's currently used, potentially clarify some parts of the project if needed, discuss the expected goals and see if there are, and ask a bit more questions and look at the risk associated with the project. So that's the timeline. So that was the timeline for this year. We started the call in June. By late July, everything was selected, basically. So we have a selection panel made of the two teams to shortlist the best proposals. So we had 3 reviews per proposals and interviews at the end of July. Yeah, the end of July, and the 1st of September is the earliest start of the project. And actually, we are going to start in October. So how did that go? So that was the last year. That was the first call for proposals. So we got more than 20 applications, mainly in science and engineering. But we actually got applications from all faculties, which was great. And here on the right, you can see the software domain distribution. So we got from everything from AI, GPU, documentation, normal software development, version control, websites, all kind of stuff. So we had 10 reviewers last year, got 6 faculties applying for it, and we started 3 new collaborations, 1 in civil engineering, 1 in archaeology, and 1 in science. So that was last year. And this year we did it again, and we got more or less the same kind of distribution. So we lost 1 faculty on the way. Didn't disappear, but they didn't apply this year. The software domain distribution is more or less the same, a bit more on optimization this year, but we also got almost 10 more proposals, so it seems to be working, and this board is getting out. We had 9 reviewers, applications from 5 faculties, as I said, and 3 collaborations started in physics, economics, and mechanical engineering. And so I'm almost done. Here are some lessons learned. So a lot of positive. We got a lot of diverse applications from a lot of different research domains. A lot of people are recognizing the utility of improving code in terms of maintenance, usability, extensibility, performance. Also, many of them wanted to actually upskill their team on the process using our skills. It's a very useful method to raise awareness about RSEs at the university. A lot of people told us, even though they were not successful, sometimes they told us, okay, next time I put an application on I will actually ask you to come in. It gives the opportunity to the team to be a bit more in control of what they are working on, because we can actually choose the projects. And it gives also team experience on review, project interview, process management. So I think it's a big win for us. There are some improvements that we can do, mainly on the language in the call, because some words are actually not the same when we use them and when researchers use them. But the impact is very different. Maybe the scope on some projects was way too ambitious, so we might actually be a bit more precise on that. Emphasize on the utility of sharing the code with us, and we have to avoid time around exam periods, which we could have thought about that before, but anyway. Things to keep in mind as well, organizing the call, reviews, interviews take a lot of time and a lot of people. And communicating to 6 faculties is a nightmare because they don't communicate with each other. So you have to go all the top and then all the way down. And one thing which is actually very good, that there is way more need that we can take, that we can help. So it's a very good sign. Also a good sign that we need more people like us. And what's next? So we are going to continue to run the call every year, try to run more funding, try to collaborate with more people. And we're actually going to run a quarterly smaller version of this, which is probably based on the ePayers open source booster program. But we're going to start that in October, November. And I'm done.
So do you take into consideration the need of the research group for free help? Some research groups are flush with cash and they probably don't need this as much as others.
What do you mean free help? We are not giving, I mean, we are not asking them to pay us. It's completely free already. So I'm not sure I can get more free than that, actually.
Yeah, I think the question is, do you prefer people who can't pay you over people who would have the money to cost you into a project?
We are not making any criteria on that. We are not asking, have you got a big grant just before? Or no, we are not asking for that. So we are not taking this into consideration at all. But we try to give this to people who would not reach us in general. So yeah, people we never collaborated with before.
Okay, thank you. What proportion of applications came from people who had no contact with your team before?
A lot, actually, quite a lot, because we really tried to advertise this as a call, like any other call. So in the communication to the university, it was a call for RSE time, get your software done, something like that. So it's actually a lot of people that we never heard of. Some tried to come back after projects, but most of the projects we selected in the end have never worked with us before. So yeah.
Do you think the process of engaging through a formal call changes the dynamics of how the projects work? My instinct is that it might make the project feel more like contract work than collaboration, which isn't necessarily a problem.
I didn't see any difference in the way the projects are handled or how they're happening. Everything feels the same. I mean, we are using the same process as any other projects. So we have a kickoff meeting, we have a document that tracks the progress of the projects is the same as any other projects. So once the RSE is allocated on the project, is exactly the same process as any other project we are doing. So there is no difference at all.
Okay, thank you. I think the two next questions are a bit related to different views. So one is about the effort on the research side and the other one about the effort on your side. So how did researchers find the application process? Was it easy or too much effort required given the level of support being offered? And then the second part would be how much effort was it on your side in terms of shortlisting and so on?
So on our side, there were 10 reviewers, 9 and 10, depending on the year. That took quite some time. Neil, probably you can say how much time it took to review everything.
Each review about 10 pages to review, and it probably took a day and a half.
So 10 days of work, 15 days of work, and then 5 or 6 interviews. So it's quite a lot, to be honest, and it's not allocated anywhere. So people are doing this because they can and they want. On the researcher side, I think it was quite light in the sense that everything is in a Google form. We try to limit the word count for each section, and I mean we got 35 applications, so I think it was fine. We didn't get any feedback that it was too long or too complicated. I think it worked quite well actually. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. I think that's all we have time for. So thank you again